What is up, y'all? I'll give everybody a few minutes to come on in the room. I thank you all for being here on this evening. I hope everyone had a wonderful day. Hope everyone is doing well. It is Thursday evening, y'all, on the West Coast, 4 p.m. in the afternoon. I hope you all are well. We are almost to TGIF, but we can thank God it's Thursday, because this is the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. Y'all, this is an impromptu live. Didn't expect to do this, but came across a story. Figured I'd share it with y'all. We got Blue Skies Mom in the house. Thank you for being here. Candace Owens. Some of y'all call her Candace Owens. Some of y'all call her Candace Owens. I've heard so many iterations of this woman's name that are pejoratives. It's a mess. But some of y'all hate this woman for so many different various reasons, and I don't hate her at all. I seem to like her commentary. I watch her show, I watch her podcast. I enjoy the things that she has to say on various topics, and I saw that this morning Candace appeared on The Breakfast Club, y'all, and yes, this show. If there's a one show in the world that rubs me the wrong way, it's this show. And they have the nerve to call people donkey of the day, and then so many people come into this forum, this den of thieves, and they embarrass the host, particularly Charlemagne. But we also have DJ Envy, who's facing an indictment that may send him to prison for a very long time. But we've had so many people like Larry Elder, who destroyed Charlemagne, Piers Morgan, who mopped the floor with Charlemagne, and now we have Candace Owens, who came into the Breakfast Club on today. And boy, did she leave a mark, y'all. Check this out.
We had government agents knocking on the door, going into the homes of Black women and being like, there better not be a man that lives here. We're just here to check to make sure. If you want this check, dad can't be home. Every other ill that Black America is facing today is because we've removed fathers from the home. So I'm like a big, I use my platform to talk about men a lot and the need for male leadership, everything that is so harmful, this, Me Too, false feminism, all of this crap. It's anti-man, and it's anti-man for a reason, because a society cannot survive without strong men. A household cannot survive without strong men. We need strong men to lead homes. And so the fracturing of the Black family, I think, was the test. Like we were the mice in the experiment. Like, let's see how that goes. And now they're kind of doing that writ large. And I hate feminism so much. I can't even tell you, because what it's about is it's just an attack on men.
Oh, you just said a lot, Candace. So let's talk about some of these things.
Did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch what Candace was putting down on the Breakfast Club? She's saying that at a certain point in history, things changed in society where Black men were forced out of the home if you wanted to get that check. Now, you had a choice. You didn't have to accept the check. We get that. You didn't have to accept it. You could have accepted your husband, your baby daddy, in exchange for that money. But feminist powers were pushing into Black households in the hood, and folks were forced to make a choice. The government is going to come into your Section 8 housing and going to tell you, you can't live here if there's a man in here. We're going to look under the bed. We're going to look in the closet. We're going to see if there's male shoes in this house, y'all. And excuse me for a second. I'm just finding this clip. Like I said, it's an impromptu situation. But my God, can you imagine a situation, y'all, where the government came into your crib and said, I will give you this money. Matter of fact, the more kids you have, the more money I will give you. But it better not be no man living here when I come around to check. the government had a hand in destroying the Black family. And this is what Candace is talking about. Some of y'all hate her, hate the mention of her name, but you can't deny the truth that she's telling in these situations. Y'all, she came on the Breakfast Club today, and like many others before her, she decided to just destroy the host of this channel. Now, I'm going to cue up this video so we can talk about just a couple of, look, Donald Vick, remember the crime bill? Of course I do. And who was one of the main advocates of that crime bill? None other than Joe Biden. That dude that so many Black folks are positioned to vote for this year. They are ready, bro. They can't wait to vote for racist, segregationist Joe Biden. It's kind of crazy. Thank you all for being here tonight. We got Nelson Wright in the house, Jamie Wright, Countess Hall, Boha, Blue Sky's mom, we already mentioned, Marie in Florence, Celeste McCoy, Nathan, Nehemiah, Kevin Hayden Media, y'all. We got a celebrity in the building. Kevin Hayden Media is in the house, y'all. We know it's about to go down tonight. Bernie Miranda is in the building. So we know, y'all, based on what Candace is saying, that the government was involved in this. Are y'all in agreement with what I'm talking about? Let me just point out a few segments of this interview. We're going to get to a couple points that we want to really highlight where Candace was really eaten in this interview. And we'll talk about them. But I think that initial clip was very important. Salapter, we see you in the house. Thank you for being here tonight. Candace is coming to a point in her career, y'all. And it's interesting, as she gets older, as she develops in her gift and her craft, I'm seeing a difference in Candace that I didn't see before. And we all know, we may not all know, but if you studied Candace, you know her history and you know she was a staunch liberal when she first got started. She admits that even in this interview, that when she first came into this space being vocal about political issues, she was a liberal, she was a leftist. And somewhere, some way along the line, she opened her eyes to different voices that turned her on to a new perspective. And she became a conservative advocate. And boy, since so many of us are on the liberal plantation, when she switched sides and became a liberal voice, we as a community attacked her, tried to tear her down, disowned her, threw her away. But let me tell you, y'all, Candace is speaking on some real things now that she's developing in her space. Had a few kids of her own. And y'all, look, I've had experience with this. I've had some liberal friends. Let me say, I'm not going to name no names. I'm not putting nobody on Front Street, but let me tell you, y'all, let me just be real for a second. I had some friends in grad school who were staunch liberals. And I would say, my God, how can you be that? Joining clubs and having marches on campus and doing all these different things to advocate for abortion. How you Black and you advocating for abortion? You know what happened? It's one of my friends. Got married and had a baby. Had a life experience, did a total 180, y'all. All that stuff I had seen, all that advocacy, all those opinions, all that talk was then silenced by her personal experience. Sometimes it takes life to spin your mind around, to change your opinion on things, to give you a new perspective on life. Sometimes life has to intervene. When life get to lifing, it'll change your opinion. And I think that may be what happened to Candace Owens. She's speaking on Black issues and the Black family and Black culture and the Black community. I'm like, whoa, Candace. And some people try to attack her and say, well, how can you say this because you have a white husband? Well, I know some brothers who are as pro-Black as it gets. As it gets, y'all. And they have relationships with other folks. I don't hold that against them. I just like I wouldn't hold that against Candace Owens. You look, love who you love. Be happy. Life is too short. My friends, ladies and gentlemen, life is too short to sit up and be hung up on anybody's hang-ups, anybody's imagery of what you should be in your life. Nah, ignore all of that. Put all of that to the side. Curate your life to the point where you can find happiness at some point. I think Candace is coming into her own. And I think it shows the more she speaks, the more I see it. Y'all, let's get into this. At this point in the interview, let's see what she's talking about. At 3:52 of sorts. Let's see. And part of the problem, y'all, is the media lying on Donald Trump in this situation and Black folks falling for every bit of it. Y'all, it seems like we just fall for their narrative hook, line, and sinker. Y'all remember? Does anybody remember? Eh, oh my goodness, hold on, y'all. You couldn't hear that? Yep. Live again. Boom, boom, boom. The audio didn't play in that. Hold on, y'all. Let me see what's going on with this clip here. Thank you for letting me know in the chat. Thank y'all for being active. Let me see what's going on and see if we can get this audio active in the chat. Hold on 1 second. We're going to try to work this thing out. See what we got going on here. Y'all tell me if you can hear this. We're going to run it back. I can't believe we went through all of that and y'all couldn't hear a thing. Let me know if you can hear this. No, 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 no. Okay, let's see if we can let's boot that out and see if we can reset that. Y'all, Candace was saying that she was giving Donald Trump a chance. And she understood how the media was sacrificing this man, crucifying this man, based on a mainstream media narrative that was unfair, if I might paraphrase and put it in my own terms. They say Jamie Wright says he can hear me, not the video. Okay, let's try it again. Let's try it again. Give me 1 second. Sorry, y'all. Technical difficulties tonight. We are struggle streaming. Thank y'all for bearing with me. Haven't had this happen before, but we are in the building. We are still discussing. And if we can't get Candace to come through, then we will paraphrase what she's talking about in these clips. She was saying how she came around to understanding what Donald Trump was talking about. Marie and Florence says it's okay. Kevin Hayden says it's okay. It happens. We're here. Thank you, sir. We're going to see what's going on and why this clip. I'm just going to remove it all together and then reload it and see if we can hear it. Y'all tell me if you can hear this. Nope, it's frozen. I'm not even seeing it on my stream here. So let's take that out. Here we go. Give me 1 second, y'all, as we work with this. All right, here we go. Boom, boom. Hey, I put on lip, what you call it, lip balm, chapstick for y'all tonight. I hope y'all appreciate that I'm not being crusty on my live stream, but we struggle streaming tonight. Let's see what's going on here. If we can get Candace to get in the mix and get with the situation, y'all. Let's see.
We
Boom. I'm taking some stuff out of the studio. Y'all laughing. I was trying not to have crusty lips. Is that okay? Is that all right with y'all? I'm trying to be civilized. All right, y'all. Here we go. We're going to try to add it once again and see if we can get this to work. But it was also frozen on my screen. So I understand what y'all are seeing, what y'all are going through. I appreciate your patience tonight. Let's see if we can get this thing going. All right, y'all, this is interesting. This is a struggle stream like I've never experienced before. And we're going to see what's going on here. I'm going to try to alleviate some of these problems even as we work through this stream, but it's still frozen on my screen. I can hear it loud and clear, but it is not moving. It is frozen as I play it. She's basically explaining in that clip how she understands the history of Donald Trump. And although she doesn't agree with everything that he had to say, and I hope y'all go over to the Breakfast Club and listen to the entire stream. Now, somebody is Celeste McCoy is saying, is it restricted? I don't know. I was hoping that it wouldn't get knocked down. I was watching another YouTuber that I follow just this week that was online. As I was watching, I saw his live stream get cut. It got knocked down midstream, and a screen came up and said it was blocked. So he was just done. And I was hoping that I would be allowed to play short segments of this and discuss it and not get whacked like he did. But it seems like we having some issues here, y'all. I've never had this happen before, but here we go. This is modern technology and the things that we are faced with as we try to share content under fair use circumstances. Let me see if I can forward to another point that I wanted to talk about and see if we can get something going there. Let's see, y'all. I have my timestamp markers here. Can y'all see the, let me ask this. Can you see the video? Is the video playing? Are you saying you can see it and you can't hear it, or you're not getting anything at all from the video? I'm waiting on you, chat. What are you seeing on your end? Because it looks like on my end, it might be frozen, unable to play, unable to, yeah, see, Celeste McCoy says frozen, frozen. Salapter says frozen, unable to play video. Okay, so this may be a technical issue, y'all. They may not be allowing this. It may not be allowed to be played because I'm seeing it on my screen in the same way that y'all are seeing it. I can hear it clearly. You can't hear it. But we may be in a situation where they're not allowing this content to be shared in such a situation. Let me try this again and see. Here we go. All right, y'all saying no. Kevin Hayden Media says test another video real quick. Okay, cool. Cool, bruh. Give me a second, y'all. I'll pull up a nuddin. Because this is what we do when we face adversity, y'all. And this is what I teach to the kids. Look, when I get in your son's ear, I'm going to tell him, look, you better find a way, bruh. Ain't nobody coming to save you. Figure it out. Even if you find yourself in unfortunate situations like this, where you got to figure it out on the fly, find a way. Find a way. May not always be the best way, may be uncomfortable, but we know that growth happens outside of the comfort zone. Let me see here. I know some other YouTubers who have covered this story. Let me see here. Here we go. We're going to share this joint from another YouTube channel and see if I can get y'all involved in the conversation, because that's the goal tonight. We're trying to have a conversation about Candace and what she stated on The Breakfast Club. Let's see if we can share this, y'all. We here? I'm here for y'all. Let's go to the Black conservative perspective and see some of the stuff this brother was talking about on the same subject. Y'all, we be out here, YouTubers, trying to put out positive messages, trying to speak with y'all with a unified voice, if you will. Let me see if we can get this going. Hold tight, y'all. Here we go.
To the swamp, what he meant was it didn't actually matter if you were on the left or the right. They were all working together in DC and selling out all of America. I mean, there is no reason why you go to DC and become a multimillionaire. You're supposed to be there to serve the American people. You're there taking our tax dollars. So what was happening was these lobbying interests, like, Big Pharma goes down and they lobby and they'll offer money to a candidate to go push a drug, like the COVID vaccine, or they'll lobby for war. It's like, biggest lobby, of course, military industrial complex. So we're all suffering. You're going to work because these lobbyists are getting their incentives done by buying out these politicians. And so Trump kind of hit the scene as somebody who wasn't bought and paid for because he didn't need their money. He wasn't like a random congressman going to DC with no money. And he just started talking about the swamp. Like, it's not even Republican or Democrat. And I want people to wake up to that, because I'm not here like ride or die for Republicans. They all sell us out. Like, the stuff that they did during COVID is criminal. It's criminal. And
Yeah. So
now, y'all, I live in California. I don't know if any of y'all are out there in YouTube land from the same state I'm from, but y'all, we got it so bad during COVID. And it's like the government was making a choice for winners and losers. They decided who was going to win. They said Walmart can stay open. We've decided you're going to win. But the mom and pop eatery shop, the little sandwich shop on the corner, had to close down. These folks who had worked conventional jobs their entire life, y'all, 30, 40 years for a company like a Walmart, and you save up all that money and sow that money into a small business and say, I'm going to start a little restaurant because it's been my passion my whole life. I've got a couple $100,000 in my retirement. I'm going to sow it into this business. That's going to be my seed money. And we're going to grow this thing. And here comes the government saying you must shut down. Y'all, what is wrong with Candace speaking on these issues? And let me just say, y'all, we tried to stream directly from the Breakfast Club in order to give them their props. Trying to use this stuff in fair use. Not trying to infringe on nobody's IP. Not trying to step on nobody's toes, infringe on anybody's rights. Obviously, there's something going on with the YouTube platform that wouldn't let me stream this tonight. But we found another way. There's another commentator who downloaded it, re-uploaded it, and we're able to stream from that source. But can y'all understand what Candace is talking about tonight? Do you get it? It doesn't matter, y'all. Red and yellow, black and white, they're all precious in his sight. But they're all subject to the government in this country. Don't let that slip by you. We are all under the same thumb of government. We are all suffering under this government. These are the facts, y'all. I need you to understand. We got Urban Southern Cookie that says, my big brother is in the chat. Oh my goodness. The single-minded scholar is in, single-minded soldier is in the building. Let me put this up here so y'all can see it. Single-minded soldier is here, y'all. I'm trying to bless this man. All he got to do is send me an address. We can't do it on this platform. Hit me up on IG, bruh. Send me an address. Your sister has paved the way for you in this space. I don't know if you know it or not. I don't know if she shared that with you, but she's been such a big supporter of this platform, and I'm so appreciative for her support. Single-minded soldier, hit me up, bruh. I'm here for you. But we understand what's going on, y'all, with what Candace is talking about. This once liberal turned conservative. I'm hoping that in 2024, y'all, we will have many more people who go through this experience and can say, I was once a liberal. I once voted Democrat. I once voted for Joe Biden, but I came to my senses. Look, y'all, let me be honest with y'all. I voted for Barack Obama 2 times. They try to put me in a little box and call me names of all sorts. Yo, I voted for Barack twice, so don't call me a Republican. I ain't that. I'm a registered independent. Don't call me red. I have independent thought. I ponder the issues. I look at my family. I look at my circumstance. I look at my community and say, this is what I need to do for my personal growth, for my personal benefit. Man, Kevin Hayden is in the building, y'all. I appreciate this dude so much, y'all. You don't even know. This is my guy. We've been through a lot in this music game. We've been through a lot trying to encourage brothers and help and push brothers to be greater, to be responsible, to be educated, to be entrepreneurs. We've been pushing, y'all. We've been out here getting our hands dirty, trying to move the community forward. I appreciate this man. Nelson Wright is in the building. No comment, no question, just love. And you ain't even got to say it, bruh. Nelson Wright, I love you right back, and I appreciate you. But y'all, in this circumstance, do you understand what Candace is going through? We're watching this woman develop into something that I think is going to be so much powerful than it's so much more powerful than it's been in the past, y'all. I'm loving watching Candace develop. I'm loving watching Candace speak on Black issues. They trying to discredit her and say, how can you speak on Black stuff when you got a white husband? How can you speak on Black stuff when you got half white kids? What? Y'all, truth is truth. Do we really need to judge her on her familial status and her personal situation in order to validate the truth of what she says? I think not. Candace is out here talking about when Jesse Jackson met with Donald Trump. Y'all remember? Tell me you remember. Anybody remember when Al Sharpton met with Donald Trump? Remember when Donald Trump was cool with Oprah Winfrey? Does anybody remember that? And I'm not here stumping for Donald Trump tonight. That is not why I'm here, y'all. I'm just trying to get y'all to open your eyes and see another perspective. Look at this. Herbie Janaea is in the building with a super sticker. Thank you so much for your support. Y'all don't know what this means to me. And y'all, I've acknowledged my man Kevin Hayden Music is in the building. He can tell y'all how seriously I take the support, because we had these conversations on the phone. We just talked this morning on the phone about something we trying to work on, something we trying to present to the public. Y'all, he knows the situation. One of my guys. Nah, he not here on the West Coast. He from way over there. I appreciate his support. Let me see if I can get to another point in this video, y'all. I'm not going to hold you here all night. I appreciate each and every one of y'all being a part of what's going on here. I'm waiting for my guy. Let me go back because I want to know his name. Because I call him Preston. I wrote it down, y'all. I call him Preston. But his name is Single-Minded Soldier. And I'm going to remember that. Where you at, Preston? I'm looking for you. I'm waiting, bro. I'm waiting on your contact. I'm looking for you. Because Urban Southern Cookie has paved the way. Let me see if I can get this video going, y'all. Check this out.
Iraq was a big, fat mistake, all right? Now, you can take it any way you want, and it took Jeb Bush, if you remember at the beginning of his announcement, when he announced for president, it took him 5 days. He went back. It was a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. It took him 5 days before his people told him what to say, and he ultimately said it was a mistake. The war in Iraq, we spent $2 trillion, thousands of lives. We don't even have it. Iran is taking over Iraq with the second largest oil reserves in the world. Obviously, it was a mistake. So George Bush made a mistake. We can make mistakes, but that one was a beauty. We should have never been in Iraq. We have destabilized the Middle East.
I'm sick and tired of Barack Obama blaming my brother for all of the problems that he's had. And frankly,
shut up, Jeb Bush. We're not even going to let him finish his thought. Because that family, y'all, I have never served in the military myself. I am an Army dad. Hashtag Army dad. That is me. My son is a veteran of the United States Army. I have so many family members who served in the military over the years, cousins who have served in Iraq. Some of the things that they were talking about here with George Bush and Dick Cheney, and so many people came back home maimed, injured, PTSD, psychological problems. And those are the ones who survived. We had so many caskets come home from the Middle East from this administration. Y'all, it's difficult to pledge allegiance to any party. And that's why I'm a registered independent, because they both do wrong for the people of this country. They both do bad by us, either side. Two wings of the same bird. Two sides of the same coin. I think that's what Candace is advocating for at this point. So when we get enthralled with the media message and we're looking at situations where we say, well, this person must be so evil. He's the worst president ever. Have y'all ever heard somebody say that? He's the worst president ever. When I hear somebody say that, I say, yo, you know what?
A remarkable tube is a paper tablet that feels like you're writing on paper. And unlike the...
How could you even understand?
Handouts, first off, trillions of...
Unless you looked at the book and read about some of these dudes. The Woodrow Wilsons of history, the Andrew Jacksons of history. How could you even speak that the orange man, and I'm not going to dispute, he's pretty orange. I'll give you that. He's bombastic. I'll give you that. He's a Hollywood guy. I'll give you that. But in return, I'm going to need you to give me something. And that something is all of your black leaders were cool with this man before he ran for president, before he became a politician. Why is it, y'all, that these black leaders who have authority over us, who speak in our church pulpits, who influence our political decisions, how is it that we can entrust our decisions to them when we see how they act? When we see how they could Donald Trump said it. Man, all of these dudes will come to my office and beg me for money with whatever they had going on. The Rainbow Push Coalition. What's the other one? Something, the NAN, Action Network, whatever Al Sharpton, whatever he's doing, National Action Network. Whatever that organization is, there's shakedown artists, and they go to corporations and say, hey, we see you ain't got enough black people working here. We know the playbook. Look, y'all, let's be honest about what's going on in the community. That way we can find some real solutions on how to move forward. We got to acknowledge what's really happening. We got some shakedown artists in the black community. Sometimes they wear robes and preach on Sunday. Can we be honest? Can we be honest? What are we talking about here? So when a man is your friend, is your partner, is your associate, your affiliate to a certain point, and then he decides to run for president, and all of a sudden he's the devil. He's Hitler. He's racist. He's this and that and the third, and we can't stand him, and the black community should shun him. Let me tell you something. The black community was better off under his presidency. Single-Minded Soldier Studios. I see you in the building. Thank you for being here. This man was better for black America. We got to be honest, y'all. Let's be selfish. Because look, a strong black community is better for America as a whole. I say it all the time. So if this man is going to help black America be stronger, that's going to help America be stronger. Let's just admit the truth. So what are we fighting against? Our own best interest? When this man was president, and y'all, I'm just echoing what Candace was talking about, because the time markers that I had set for the video, I can't play for y'all tonight. So let me just wing it. When this man was president, we had record unemployment in the black community. That's good for America, right? We had record home ownership in the black community. That's good for America, right? We had record household income in the black community. That's good for America, right? He established long-term funding for HBCUs. Democrats would never do that. Under the Brown president, he didn't even do it, because they want them to come back every year and beg and beg and beg. That's how they keep you beholden to the political structure. Donald Trump said, you know what? I ain't got time for this. I'm a billionaire. I don't need this. I'm not even taking a salary to be your president. I'm donating my salary every year. I don't need this. Can y'all see the benefit of having a president of this stature? What's good for Black America is good for America. What's good for America is good for Black America if we're willing to accept it. But we got some issues that we got to work out amongst ourselves, y'all. Which is something that Candace talked about in this interview. I wish I could play it for y'all. Go check out the full interview. She talked about how media is bad for the Black community, how they're selecting these rappers. These rappers ain't talented. Y'all know good music when you hear it. These rappers are trash, but they pushing them into the community. They're pushing them into your kids' ears through those little ear pods that they keep in their ears all the time. Yeah. They're listening to this garbage day in and day out of these rappers who've been selected, who tell your sons to go out there and crash out. Go out there and shoot somebody. Go out there and rob somebody. Go out there and commit crimes. This is the stuff that your sons are listening to. Even when you put them on the front pew in Sunday school every morning, they leave Sunday school and they listen to this stuff. It encourages them to do demonic things. It encourages them to crash out at an early age in life, y'all. We losing. I apologize to y'all tonight that I wasn't able to share the video, but this is the message, y'all. We losing. Because we're falling victim to these things that are being pushed by the government, by the media. These things are being pushed in our community. We got to be stronger. We got to resist. Why is it that we've become so weak in modern times? If you look at history, y'all, and I've read so many books about history, it's incredible. If you look at the things that Black folks have overcome in America, the things that we've overcome in this society, y'all. I just lost my grandmama a little over a year ago. She was pushing 100 years old. She didn't make it. We thought she was going to make it. She didn't make it. Her and all of her sisters, long livers, all in their upper 90s, y'all. I say, look, I hope to get that old. I hope I got them genes. But they were around to experience so much in this country. That's why I can't take folks who come here, just arrive here recently and want to wave the American flag and say I'm more American than you, bro. You better check my history. My people been here. We talk about ADOS and FBA and whatever you want to call it. I ain't one to adopt none of them names. My name is Gerald. That's what my mama called me. That's who I am. But I understand it. I understand it. Urban Southern Cookie, I get it. We've been here. We've been doing this. How many generations y'all go back? Look, I was in grad school with kids that was younger than my own kids. I'm sitting in class with some kids talking about the old country. Yo, people come from Germany. Yo, people come from Poland. Oh, you doing this and that and the third? With your people, you have the complete knowledge of your family history. I ain't got none of that. My people tried to trace our history in this country. They got to the early 1800s and it evaporated. Y'all, they drew a blank. Folks was like, well, it may be this or it may be that, but this is where the record ends. So people try to say African American, and I don't know why I'm going this direction, y'all. I couldn't play the video I wanted to play. But people try to say African American. I can't go back to Africa. I don't know where my people came from Africa. You can drop me down in any country in Africa, and I couldn't relate. I'm American. I hope that doesn't anger you. I hope that doesn't upset you. But I can't speak the language of the home country because I don't know what the home country is. As far as I'm concerned, the home country is America. I was born in one of the whitest cities in this state. What do you expect? What do you expect of somebody like a Candace Owens? Somebody who chose to marry a white man, who said by her own admission in this very interview that I couldn't play for y'all that her first inclination was for Asian dudes. No, we don't know where that comes from, Candace. That's interesting. That's worth exploring. That would be an interesting story. She said her first boyfriend was Japanese. Her second boyfriend was Korean. She was interested in Asian dudes, and that somehow evolved. Let me tell y'all something. All right, I'm about to go here. How many people we got? We got 60 people on here tonight. I'm about to go here just for y'all. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your support. When I was in law school, y'all, I was the oldest person in my class at 39 years old. I started off with a young family. I was a blue collar worker because in California, you can still be a blue, even to this day, which is many years past where I was. You can still be a blue collar worker in California, make $150,000, $200,000 a year. As a blue collar worker coming home in muddy work boots every day. I did it in my 20s. I did it to support my young family. But at some point, I made a transition from blue collar to white collar. It wasn't easy. No, it wasn't easy at all, as I recall. Working as a staffer for a state legislator in the California state capitol. Going to school, getting a college degree. Several college degrees. And then going on to law school. When I got there, y'all, I had so much life experience at 39 in class with kids who were 21, 22, 23. It was such an interesting experience to look at these children who had not experienced life. Some of them had never had a job. Some of them went from kindergarten to law school, had never worked. Had never worked. But one thing that I saw, and I'll leave y'all with this. I'm not going to hang on to y'all forever. We've already been on here for an hour. I'm not going to hang on to y'all all night, but this is one thing that I noticed that is interesting to me to this day, that falls in line with what Candace was talking about. So I hope y'all go and look at this interview that I couldn't play for y'all tonight. But in grad school, your law school is 3 years. It's a 3-year experience after 4 years of undergrad. Yeah, it's crazy. But I noticed, y'all, that the Asian students, and I hate to use the word Asian because it's too broad of a word. I understand the Koreans go with the Koreans, the Japanese go with the Japanese, the Chinese go with the Chinese, and you bet not get them crossed up. But there were a lot of Chinese students in my grad school, and I noticed that the Chinese students, as they got older, some of them came in married, but not all of them. But as they grew older, some of the Chinese students would get married. You know who they married? Chinese students. I have Hispanic friends, y'all, who I went to school with, sat next to in class. You know who the Hispanic friends, classmates married? Guess. Look, Lisa Akins is in the chat. She figured it out already. She said Filipinos go with Filipinos. The Mexican students married Mexicans. Lisa Akins is on it. The white students that I befriended. I was the oldest student and I befriended the youngest student. I'm 39, he 21. I don't know how we connected, y'all. He younger than my kids, but we cool to this day. That's my guy. Shout out to Evan. White folks marry white folks. But when it came to the black males at my law school, and there was only a handful of us, y'all, let me tell you, it wasn't that many. And a couple of them was batting for the other team. But the ones who weren't, the Chinese married the Chinese, Japanese married the Japanese, Mexican married the Mexican. As Lisa Akins say, the Filipinos married the Filipinos. But you know who the black men married? I'm not even going to, chat. Tell me in the chat, y'all, who did the black men marry? I'll wait. Take your time. I'll wait. Who did the black men in grad school marry? Urban Southern Cookie. She wins the award. Kevin Hayes said, don't make us say it. Mary and Florence, she got it. Lisa Akins, she got it. Jimmy Charles, he got it. No shade. Love is love. Love is love. I get it. But I'm trying to fall in line, y'all, because Candace takes a lot of heat for her choice. She speaks a lot about Black empowerment in this recent time. I don't recall her speaking it like this. She was always talking right, but I don't recall her speaking it like this in her early days. It seems like she's making a transformation. But I'm looking at y'all in the chat. Y'all get it. I'm glad y'all said it so I don't have to. Them folks. It's an interesting phenomenon. I ain't bashing it. Love who you love. Marry who you marry. Be happy. Life is too short. I just can't explain it. I don't understand it. It's like it's a phenomenon that is unique to us. Because when I look around, everybody else is doing their thing. But it seems like when it comes to Black males, we do something else. I ain't even talking about Black females. I'm splitting that hair. What is that? Y'all, I experienced it. I went through it. I sat next to these dudes and I can't figure it out. I don't know. One of my classmates works for the biggest, if you look up law firms and their rankings and their stats in the United States, he works for the #1 firm in New York City. Corner office. Black man from Atlanta. It's my guy. He inspired me because he was so young and he was going for it with everything he had. I admired his tenacity. The dude went for it, y'all. He was a go-getter if I ever seen one. And I just looked at that dude and said, yo, if I could have had that kind of direction at that age, I would have done it just like that. But here I was, an older student, later on in life, getting it the way I could get it. Y'all, don't compare yourself to nobody else. You better get it how you can get it. I don't care what age group you are tonight. I don't care what race you are tonight. I don't care what gender you are tonight. You better get up. Boy, don't make me take my belt off on this live. That's how my mama would do it. She would, don't make me get that extension cord, boy. Y'all better get up and get it. Because ain't nobody coming to save you. Look, Lisa Akins said, my brother going to law school and he 50. Look. Your brother has my 1000% support in his endeavor. Ain't nothing stopping y'all from getting it right now. Ain't nothing stopping you from getting up from whatever position you sitting laying in right now. Ain't nothing stopping you from getting up and getting it right now. There are pathways, y'all. I don't care how old you are. I've seen stories of women, grandmothers who gave up their high school education to raise a family and then go back at 80 years old and go get a high school diploma because it was that important to them in their life. And I'm still on the Candace Owens story, y'all. I'm still vibing with Candace. I'm talking about what she was talking about. We talking about empowerment of the community. We got to do better so America can do better. And if that grandmama can get up at 80 years old and go sit in a classroom and do those assignments, write those papers and take those tests because it was that important to her, you can get up at 50 years old, 60 years old and achieve that goal that you had. Look, it's not magic to become a doctor, to become a lawyer, to become a scientist, an astronaut, anything you want to be in your life. There are pathways, y'all. And when I get in your son's ear, this is what I talk about. I talk about pathways, bro. You're not reinventing the wheel. It's already been done. Someone has already paved the way and shown you the way. All you got to do is follow the path. Y'all think I'm talking crazy tonight, but I ain't. I'm still in line with what Candace was talking about. Arabi Janaea says, they are coming for her. Watch her last 2 interviews. She needs the pink eye support. She might. You might be right. You might be right. She need the pink eye support. Look, Urban Southern Cookie says, I'm 54 and a junior in college studying psychology. Urban Southern Cookie, if I was to be honest and tell you my story, I would have to tell you that it took me 6 years to get a 2-year college degree. It took me 6 years to get a 2-year degree. Why? Because I was working 16 hours a day, climbing telephone poles and cell towers to feed my young family in my early 20s. But I knew education was important, so I'd take a class here. I'd take a class there whenever I could get an evening class, and sometimes I'd be late because I was working overtime because I couldn't get off the job, and I'd walk in and apologize to my professors and be like, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to, look, I know that assignment was due yesterday, but will you still accept it for half credit today? Because I'm still trying to, I'm working. I got hungry kids at home. I got to do what I got to do. Can we negotiate something in office hours? I appreciate you, Urban Southern Cookie, for going out there getting it. Get that degree and bump it up from there. Get your associate, get your bachelor's, get your master's, get your PhD. Don't stop until you're satisfied. I hope I'm encouraging somebody tonight. I didn't even expect to go here. I expected to play Candace Owens, but I'm trying to tap into her vibe. I'm trying to tap into what she was giving off. Because we got to be better in the community and be an example. You know what, y'all? A lot of the reason why our children fail in the community, I'm not talking about within the household, because they're so influenced by their peers when they get outside the household. There are forces that we can't control. So when I talk to older brothers who reminisce on their high school days and say, hey, y'all remember when we was in high school and couldn't get no females because them old dudes used to ride by in them old schools with them wire wheels and them gold things? I'm from the Bay, y'all. I'm sorry if you can't relate. But them old rapists, them grown men who used to come by the high school picking up on young teenage girls, those influences that we had in the community, we reminisce on stuff like that. Anybody know what that is? I'm talking to you, chat. Y'all know. But we got to create images, because those are the images that people see in their youth, and they aspire to that foolishness. Those criminals, those rapists that would hang around the high school, those grown men who would prey on young teenage girls. We got to give them better images to look at. We got to give them scientists and doctors and lawyers, and most importantly in this era, y'all, we got to give them entrepreneurs and successful businessmen. I am 100% a supporter of entrepreneurship, and when I get in your son's ear, I'm going to push him in that direction. First, I'm going to try to get him to get his head right. Then I'm going to try to get him to focus on what he likes, what he admires, what his ambitions are in life. And I'm going to try it. Once he focuses on it, I'm going to say, find you an angle to start a business in that sector. I need you to be an entrepreneur. You ain't going to get it handcuffed to somebody's cubicle. Some of y'all in the chat right now got to get up and go to work in the morning, handcuffed to somebody's cubicle. That is not the path. Understand, punching a clock, ain't nobody going to allow you to punch a clock and get to the point where you can achieve economic freedom in this life. That's not the way it works. So what do? I advocate for entrepreneurship, and I say, get you a side hustle. Work your side hustle till your side hustle becomes your main hustle. I can tell y'all, even on this platform, that's how I did it. And I'm even talking to my membership supporters at this point. Like, y'all, I'm thinking about doing YouTube full time. I ain't been on it like I could be on it. Do y'all really want more of me? I've never thought of myself in that way. I've always been behind the camera and not in front of it. And even that was a journey that I'll explain to y'all someday. But I might do this full time. Here be Janaea with another $2 donation. Thank you so much for your support. Says I meant our support. I understand what you mean, and I feel you 100%. Y'all, are we on the same page tonight? Let me know in the chat if y'all picking up what I'm putting down. I see y'all getting down, and I appreciate it so much. Y'all, y'all getting busy in the chat. I wish I could just stop talking and be a part of y'all conversations because y'all getting it in. Urban Southern Cookie says, yeah, I'm on it. Master's next. Graduate next December. Y'all, this is so inspiring. When you've gone down that path and you see others taking that path, you know what it's about. You know how tough it is. You know how hard the road is just to get that sheepskin. So many stories I could tell y'all. Woo. Crazy times. But it's worth it. It's worth it. But I don't advocate for young folks to go that route. Why? Because at this point, I feel like formal education is too expensive for what you get in return. You have to want it. You got to be my age or Urban Southern Cookie's age. We in the same age group. We kindred spirits going down the same path. If you want it because you want it, then that's different. But don't think with that old mentality that you're going to go in there and you're going to get a bachelor's degree and all of a sudden be making a 6-figure salary doing whatever. I can go right down the street to my local Starbucks. Everybody in there got a college degree. All the employees I'm talking about. They all got college degrees. And they working at Starbucks. That's just what society has become. So you have to do what my late father would call a cost-benefit analysis. And you have to see if it's right for you. Because when I look back on my experience, y'all, I could have went to law school in half the time and gotten twice the knowledge if I had only known what to study. I didn't know. And who's going to tell you? People don't share that information and say, oh, I went through the process. You need to read this. No, if you go to an ABA accredited school, it don't matter what ranking the school is. They all teach the same first-year courses. They don't tell you that because they want you to fight over what school is ranked what. But if you go to an ABA accredited school, they all teach the same curriculum first year. If only I had known what that was, maybe I would have made a different decision. Maybe your kids will make a different decision if we can get in their ear and preach a positive message. Ooh, y'all, what is going on? I'm over an hour and I wasn't even able to present to you what I wanted to present tonight. Did we go off the rails or did we just find some new rails and skate? bounce, rock, skate on them other rails. Sorry, Candace, we tried to give you props tonight, but it didn't work out. Nelson Wright says C.S. Lewis was right. Yeah, C.S. Lewis was right on a lot of things. Let's just put that out there. Y'all, I appreciate your support tonight, but I'm not going to hold you. I told you I wouldn't be before you long, and I couldn't present it like I wanted to. Andre Bickman says, creepy? What's creepy, bro? I might just hang on for a couple minutes for you to explain yourself. What's creepy? What are you talking about? Is it creepy that we're trying to empower each other? Is it creepy that we're trying to build? Is it creepy that we're trying to create a better Black community so that we can create a better America? What is creepy about what we talking about? Andre Bickman? Salaptor says, we have time. I mean, you put it out there. What's creepy, man? We trying to be better as a community. And I want it to be known. I want it to be shown that there are people out here doing the work, because the media is not going to give us that shine. When we talk about looking at mainstream media and how it portrays our community, we're always seeing robbery, burglary, shootings, carjackings, crime. Look, you come to the Bay Area, bro, and they will leave a burned out car in the middle of an intersection for weeks before the city even get to it to tow it out the intersection. You got to drive around it. And what the kids gonna do? They gonna come and do donuts around it in the middle of the intersection. Because y'all ain't came and picked it up. They done already stole the wheels off it and took all the parts they can take. It's stripped down and sitting on the ground. That's the Bay Area. Chad Ramsey, Black America on solving issues for our neighborhoods and also for better community. Sounds great. I think it sounds great, Chad. We trying to do a good work out here. We just talking about it. Kevin Hayden Media says Oakland looks like a video game. No doubt. No doubt. It is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. Oakland is crazy. It's crazy. Salaptor, fear for reason. Yeah, y'all. Y'all stay prayerful. Don't just read textbooks. Read the word of God. Stay grounded in faith. I hope y'all are picking up what I'm putting down tonight. This was impromptu. And I had to work through my embarrassment because the video wasn't working. But then I pulled up another video and it worked just fine. So I'm assuming that something with that platform is saying, nah, you're not going to stream this, bruh. We're not allowing it. We put some locks on it so you don't have the capability. And that's fine because God made a way and we play something else. Still a little embarrassed though. It's all good. Appreciate y'all being here tonight. But I'm not going to hold you any longer. I'm going to sign off. I appreciate y'all hanging out. I love each and every one of y'all. And let's see, tomorrow is Friday. If I can find another story to bring for y'all, I will hop on and go live again on Friday. Y'all bear with me as I become accustomed to this platform, being live. And look, my man Kevin Hayden Media can tell y'all this is this is so outside my comfort zone. But I appreciate y'all being a part. I appreciate y'all participating. I appreciate your support. Y'all have given me so much support. I couldn't have expected this in a million years. I'm just telling you, it's not something that I expected on this platform. And the fact that y'all are willing to support me and what I'm putting out here into the universe, into the world, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I can't say it enough. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I do. I love y'all. And I'm thankful for the community that we're building here. And y'all, May God bless each and every one of y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Hope y'all have a great day in the morning. Wake up, get up, and get it.